Ta-da!
Last time.
Ta-da, Carl.
Yes.
That was
Take two! Last time on the campaign, we received a pro tip from our DM, which would have been unmute for best of the interweb experiences. Meanwhile, the party wakes up in a dark room. A normal dark room, not magical. We do notice, ultimately, as Mort whips out a magic torch, that the room looks just like the last portal room. However, there's a lot less clutter and no natural darkness. Mort pipes up that Fear is unconscious, and we go to a door and start some shenanigans there, wherein someone turns into a mouse, wherein someone attacks the door, and when someone speaks with the ghosts that we discover is on the other side. His name is Andorian. He's the guardian of the gate. We do get confirmation that we are in Neverwinter. Ultimately, shenanigans occur. A 1960s cowboy happens as we blast... I'm sorry.
What?
As one of us blasts eldritch beams at the door, knocks it askew, and we defeat Andoran, the guardian of the Gate of Neverwinter. Meanwhile, we go on a dungeon crawl. We find a room with some pews. We're pretty sure it's a lecture hall. We poke around. We notice there's a crack in the ceiling. We see that there are more doors. But more doors. Mort plays with a statuette he finds under a bench and puts it on a pedestal. It appears and says it is Caladron the Arbiter. We do it again, and we discover Darthion of Flambeau. My notes are sketchy. And we kind of move on. And we move on. And things happen. We defeat some ghosts of wizards. We wind up in another place. There are several doors. There's a footlocker with some herbs that apparently this one takes. Somebody, I think Fear's Badger, has a bag of coins. There are more coins. Fear has a wand. There are long, worn-out robes. This one takes one of them and puts it on whilst tearing it in the meanwhile. The third door was opened by Fear. An incorporeal thing beats him up, and we defeat it. And then we take a long rest, taking watches, whilst realizing there are still 3 doors in this little corridor to investigate. And that's what happened during Shadows of the Past, 10/17/17. Turning it over to you, our DM.
I'll take that. Okay, what do you want to do?
Stretching in the morning. This one will walk to a random corner. Hopefully, actually, you know what? There's a door that's open. He's going to walk in that room and take care of his morning business.
Okay.
Gentlemen?
That was more the general you, not the specific you.
All right. So seeing this one up and around, Mort will, like you do when you're sharing like a hotel room. So wait for him to get done. He'll go into that same room and oh God, why? There's nothing here. Why would you go in the corner like that?
This one does not care for niceties whilst in dungeons.
I mean, as far as you know, somebody lives here. That's
not my problem.
All right, then I'll go in the same corner.
I'm going to log out and log back.
Okay.
Go back.
So do you go like the exact same place in order to challenge the superiority of this one?
Nope.
Yes, I understand how marking your territory works. I'd like to challenge the leadership of this one. No. To consolidate the mess.
Of superiority or ability to run computers.
Should I be hearing someone? It sounds like they're very far away.
I think this one was trying to say something, but it's hard to tell.
Right. Probably speaking in that lizard tongue that it uses.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that all of our bodily functions are attended to, and breakfast has been devoured. Not necessarily related.
Good.
And we got a full rest. Okay.
Solid clarification.
Yes, you did. However, remember, two of you, I hope you marked down that you were significantly debilitated by your attacks of last time.
I think that was Fear and
Mort.
yeah, Mark.
Yep, almost a quarter of my hit points.
Yep.
So that just affected our max HP, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I think I've got that covered. Ugh.
So, does anybody have any idea which door we should go in next?
I think we should go away from this area because there's nothing in this area and we need to get the hell out of here.
Right, but so, all right. I would like to try and listen at the doors to see if there's any sound coming from any of them.
All right. Do me your roguey listening thing.
Pretty good. The 16 plus something high. 16 plus 7, so 23.
All right. For that roll, I'm going to go ahead and say that you listen at all doors and there's nothing behind them.
Okay.
I will, however, make me an intelligence check.
Yeah, not as good. That's a 10.
10.
I mean, if it's like a investigation, that's going to be higher, but...
No. Great intelligence, I think.
All right. Yeah, not as good.
Well, it's just a practice roll. Nothing to know here.
Not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly.
I maintain my blissful ignorance.
You do what?
I maintain my blissful ignorance.
Ah, yes. That way you can stay in the party. We don't want anyone not blissfully ignorant.
No, if that smart person, we'd be in trouble.
Luckily, we haven't had to deal with that. Except for maybe Nathan's character, but that one died off, so it worked.
What? Being blissfully ignorant?
No, wasn't ignorant. Too smart.
Oh, no. My current one's smart. He's a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, smart-ish.
I mean, smarter than the last one.
Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Well, because he's also got serious amnesia as all of my notes has disappeared.
Oh, lovely.
And this
Well,
is you how?
I'm sorry?
I said, and that's new how?
I actually generally have decent notes.
I meant the amnesia.
Oh. I don't know.
He doesn't remember.
I don't
He has
know
no idea.
about it.
Well, gentlemen, Mark, you checked those doors. Was there anything significant?
They all sound quiet. I mean, I think we should probably just pick a door and go explore. Unless anyone has any reason to pick. Does anyone have, like...
Ken, what's the layout, buddy? Is it all just those? It looks like bedrooms or dormitories.
That would be accurate. Yes, they look like bedrooms.
And there's no window or
There's
opening.
no what?
There's no window or opening.
Correct.
To tell you the truth, gentlemen, is there any reason for us to really have to go in these rooms? Last time that Wraith or whatever it was, you really screwed us up.
This one looks at you, and without breaking the lance, it uses a fist to try and knock a door open that's adjacent to him.
Lovely.
Because why not?
Roll me a 10 bars list gates roll.
If I could try and hide as he's doing that.
Yeah.
Ken,
I
do
don't
you want me to roll a strength something?
Yeah.
Ken?
Yes, I do. I was just trying to be cool and old school.
So a strength something? Yes?
Probably just a straight strength unless you have.
No, it's a 12.
All right, you managed to beat up the door. Creaks open.
Man, this one you showed that door who's boss.
No, it was actually pretty lame, but the door didn't put up much of a fight. So, but I mean, if you want to tell him he did something cool, then you're welcome to do so. I don't mean to take character. I mean to take your character from you. You do as
There's
you
no
will.
sarcasm in that at all.
Yeah. All right. So it is as Corey guessed. It is appears to be just another bedroom. Ransack it a bit. There are a handful of coins is about all you find of value. It looks basically very similar to the other rooms that you just visited.
Is there anything on the walls, Ken?
No, it's
It's
actually
pretty Spartan.
that word I was going to use was pretty Spartan. Yes.
Not even a Farrah Fawcett poster?
No,
No
unfortunately.
Farrah Fawcett poster.
Okay. With that, this one would look back to where the door we came in through and say, 3 choices. We go back or we explore behind.
Back. There's another whole
He
hallway that we
gestures
need to
for-
go down, gentlemen.
He gestures for you to take the lead and then backs up and with fists, actually not even with fists, he just tries and with one motion open both the other doors behind.
Like with ninja shit.
Not even ninjaing it, just reaching across the aisle here and seeing if they both open.
Sure, they'll both open because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And?
Oh, their bedroom.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They're dull and boring and very mundane.
On the bed, is there any kind of blanket that's still in extant?
It's still what?
Still exists?
I mean, it does still exist. It's kind of ratty looking and stuff, but
He would grab that and put it over his very ratty looking red robe that he picked up earlier.
between the two, they are beginning to actually cover you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And would poke his head back out and look at Tristan and kind of gesture out the other door.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that Tristan's already halfway down the hallway.
Nice.
What are the other two?
So seeing that it was a bedroom, Mort wouldn't have waited to see what this one was going to do. So he probably would have.
Because he might poop.
Huh?
He's trying to defecate in the room.
Right. I mean, he needs his space. It's fine. I'll let him have it. So Mort would go follow after Tristan.
Okay.
So Tristan, do you think this is the way out?
Well, it's certainly back towards where we came, and there's another direction that we took a right. I was gonna say it's right. Here and could have went straight, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, just woke up. It's the fog.
Yeah, it's. Are you doing all right? Like,
Well, I was sleeping,
well,
but
man.
what?
That wraith really seemed to throw you through a loop.
Yeah, I'm still not feeling, completely back at, 100%, but I mean, good enough.
Okay.
Why, do you know anybody who can, do healing and
No.
stuff?
No, I think you're the one that has any healing ability, right? No, you don't have any. No, we're screwed.
Yeah, was a lot more accurate.
We're screwed as usual.
That's if I remember.
Yeah. I don't know.
What
That,
about that
that
woman?
one or this one or whatever he is. I know I've seen other druids that can heal people, but it seems to be a bit different. It's also kind of off.
Could that
Okay, a couple of serious questions. We took a rest.
Yes.
And you and I don't feel adverse effects to it, whereas the other do too. The other two do.
You do.
Fair.
Yes.
How are you? You also, when that wraith dropped you, you were in a strange shade.
Not feeling as hale and hearty as usual, but good enough to keep going. And one of the things that Fear's been doing in this whole trying to figure out what the hell's going on and find his notes period of memory loss is also feeling to see if there's any sort of air movement in this underground area, or if we're just kind of in general stale air.
It is pretty stale.
Okay. And as we're moving, there's no real change of that?
Correct.
Okay.
No temperature change or anything like that?
I'll keep in mind that you are evaluating that circumstance.
Great. And I would be doing that both with general feeling, but also just kind of like by examining the stonework, being a dwarf, looking for changes in elevation, and all of that.
Right. I'll go ahead and say that just there's probably. I'm just going to say there's probably just kind of a passive version of that as well.
Uh-huh.
Nowhere that you've been within this little area here have you noticed any significant change.
Okay.
Maybe
Cool.
maybe 5 feet, here or there, but no, you're not making a lot of elevation changes.
Okay.
Cool. So when we get to the end of the hallway, we can make a right. Is that correct, Ken?
See, you go straight, and you just hadn't been beyond straight.
We haven't been beyond straight. That's the only direction we haven't gone.
Yeah, so continue going straight.
Okay.
What's the order of your walking?
I mean, I would say Tristan is leading the way a little bit. He can see in absolute darkness. Again, I forgot about that until just last session. So I mean, he can see in both magical and non-magical darkness up to 120 feet.
Okay.
So I would say that I'm in the front. It sounds like Mort was probably kind of walking next to me, and Fear is close. And
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming that that this one is putting down all the blankets and cloaks and things you can find behind us.
Bringing up the rear.
Okay.
Stuff in my butt.
All right. So, Tristan, you see, after about, I don't know, say 100 feet, the corridor comes to an end, but the wall to the right is covered in runes and symbols.
Does Mort have the torch out?
Yeah, I can't see without it, so yes.
Yeah. All right. I kind of point him out and have him put it over to the light. Anything that any of us notice? You want to check something like that, sure.
I think I can read it.
What exactly are we doing with the rooms? Are we looking at them from afar? Are we up close?
So we initially see them from a distance, right?
Yeah, I was looking at a distance and kind of pointed them out.
So I think we start to walk towards them.
There's a difference between glancing at them from a distance and trying to read, see what they are. I just
I
want
was definitely looking at. I was doing the contrary of that. I was definitely, from a distance, trying to look at them and kind of figure it out a little bit. We know that Fear was able to read them earlier, so I would definitely mention what I see. A little bit better than the rest.
All right. So give me a arcane.
Yeah. Arcana. Good. 17.
Your quick glance, it's like they look kind of familiar. They kind of look like wards and things of that sort. But
So they look like the ones that we saw in that tower.
those look more like standard, but these look like variants. Maybe it's hard to say exactly what the difference. But something about them isn't normal.
How far away from them are we right now? Or am I?
Let's say you're 15 feet.
I would definitely point it out to Fear. You do have dark vision, right?
I do.
Okay, so you'd be able to see at least, see it. And then I'd be like, those don't look like the ones in the tower. You see that, right, Fear? It's a bit different. It's like from a different.
And just to
It's
be
like
clear,
very common, but it's a little bit different.
to be clear, not the ones in the tower that made the gate,
Okay.
right? Just
What about to those? Do they look similar to that?
no.
Okay. So nothing from that tower looks similar to what we see here.
Right. The ones from the tower looked pretty close. Pretty much the same as what you're used to using. These
Yeah.
have some similarities, but there's something a little different.
So real
Never
quick,
seen
Tim,
anything like that.
when we were in the weird upside down where the Netherese were, does it look anything like anything I would have seen there?
Roll me something.
3.
No,
Okay.
not even sure you saw anything when you're in the weird upside
It was,
down.
it was really dark there. I don't think I had the torch then. Yeah, it was hard to remember too. I might also have amnesia. I'm not sure.
Fear, you ever seen anything like this?
Bring the torch over a little closer, Mortlad.
Yeah, I'll come with you. I'm definitely looking wary and am readying an Eldritch Blast if need be.
Okay.
So they are runes, but not normal runes.
Roll me Arcana here.
Okay. Uh, 15.
All right. As best you can figure out, it's kind of like, let's say you were reading a technical manual in English, but the numbers were replaced with like Roman numerals instead of the Arabic that we're used to.
Uh-huh.
If that makes any sense. So like I said, it looks close to what you guys are familiar with, but there's that off by like that much. And assume in this case that there are a reasonable number of numbers, quote, for my example purpose, a reasonable number of numbers in the text that it's actually noticeable, but you gotta. But it's still close. You can you're pretty sure that they are what they seem to be, but they're just like somebody was writing them slightly different. Somebody using a slightly different alphabet. If it were 4 words instead of words.
Okay. Do you think this is really old?
And looking at the stonework and the wall, construction-wise, would we be able to guess the age?
The age of this particular structure is probably several hundred years, as opposed to thousands, or not that old.
Okay. And the runes themselves look like they're original to the stonework? Or carved it later?
That same window, yeah.
And my whole I can read languages and understand them isn't useful?
I don't know that magic runes would count as a language.
Okay.
For this purpose. Yeah.
So just trying to remember plot points. Would there be anything similar to lizard man writing involved here? Remembering the temporal empire or whatever of lizard men that was a precursor to things.
That's a very good question, and you do not believe so.
All right, cool.
I will give you, as a matter of fact, not that you guys ever use them, but I will give you whatever those things are.
Inspiration?
Yes, point of inspiration for
All right.
remembering this Sestragorn Empire.
Sestragorn.
Corn chips.
What?
And then, so the next question is the stones in the wall, how firmly set are they?
You mean that the wall is made of? You're talking about the construction wall, not the rooms themselves?
Yeah, I'm mostly wondering if I can manipulate any of the stones.
I'm sure that you could find one that you could manipulate a bit, yes.
Okay. So first of all, I'd like to copy the inscription, as we can't read it right now.
Okay.
And hope at some point we can end up with somebody who's smarter than we are.
Hey, Fear.
Hey, buddy.
What do you think if I the last time we came across runes like this, if we used the magic, it seemed to affect them. We do something kind of pedestrian to see if anything changes.
And I suppose that it would, in touching the runes, there be any change in feeling, and continuing to probe them both intellectually, magically, and physically. Is anything going to result from that?
Let me stop you at the beginning of that.
Okay.
So it seemed implied that you were touching the room.
And yeah, I absolutely was, and meant it to be implied. So,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Second.
Now go ahead and talk.
Sure. So the other thing that I was going to do is if you put like a cantrip level of energy into them or something like that, is there any effect?
Are you doing that before or after the touching?
It would be while touching.
Okay, so you will not get to that point as yet. All right.
All right.
So first there is the touching.
Okay.
You can make me a.
Dead save.
I'm going to let you make me an intelligence save.
That's a 15.
All right. So you touch one of these sigils, and you feel 26 points of power surge through your hand.
I assume it's damaging me.
That is correct. Yes.
I mean,
Whilst that is happening, the rest of you see the that particular sigil begins to glow, as does fear.
Is it a certain color, or is it just a white light?
This one would be kind of a golden color.
so is there any particular feeling associated with glowing?
The closest you could apply to that would be probably electrical lightning kind of unpleasantness.
Okay. So am I still glowing, or does it go away within seconds?
No matter of seconds, it passes in this person.
And to be clear, these aren't just arcane ward spells, right?
You are what?
These aren't just arcane ward spells.
I mean, they're none. They may be arcane ones, though, but not ones that you're familiar with.
Okay. Does anything happen to the rune after it's done glowing? Is it still there?
It is still there. The I mean, this is how. What are they called nowadays? Sigils or explosive runes, things of that sort.
Right.
It seems to operate in a similar manner to how they do.
Okay.
Are you okay, Fear? Now this one, what are you rattling in the back behind us?
This one has a bottle of bones that he's shaking to see if he can see why, when that one touches the magic touch, his glow does move so much. And then he breaks into the platter song. You've got the magic touch. Yeah.
So when the rune goes off, does it stay there? Does it fade away?
It returns to the state it was in pre-touch.
Okay.
Follow-up question, does fear also fade away, i.e. the glowing bits?
Yes, it disperses fairly quickly.
But he
Yeah,
does
it
not
was-
actually fade away. Okay.
It was a cartoon shock effect.
Yes.
Did we see his skeleton?
Did your eyes bug out of your head as you went, ooga?
I said awooga, and you saw my
It's completely
skeleton.
up to you, Fear.
It was that you absolutely saw my skeleton briefly.
Lovely.
Now, was that a nice skeleton? All right, pass. Never mind.
I see what you were doing there, Carl. I get your reference.
Yes, as I said, moving on.
Somebody was saying something before the nice skeleton statement.
So is there any discernible... Are there more of the same rune then repeated throughout?
No, there are
All you-
5 different runes.
Okay, 5 total. And they're all unique, and they're all just on the same level. There's no variation there.
They're kind of in a little circly, kind of make a little circle.
Okay, so then
And you were messing with the bottom right of the circle.
All right.
And so these 5 or so are all in a circle on one part of the wall?
Correct.
Okay. And there's nothing on any other parts of the wall?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, I'm at a loss. There's probably treasure back there.
So I'm just gonna try casting like a cantrip towards one of them while staying out of the way. And I'm going to use prestidigitation to create the sensory effect of a light touch on one of them.
Okay.
And we'll do the lower left. Anything happen?
All right. So you're going to light touch them.
Not with my hand, with magic.
Right. Since you magically light touch it, and there's no response.
All right. So then I'm going to send my badger to touch it.
Okay. The badger can make me a reflex save.
Oh boy, reflex save badger.
Dexterity save.
Right.
Flex, 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 flex.
Come on, it's got guns. You know it.
Nick, 15. 15 badger reflexes.
Badger takes 36 points of flaming, fiery pain.
Oh, shit.
So the badger just disappears in a puff of smoke.
Yep.
And
that's the same room?
no, this was the lower left, and it
Yeah, that's okay, but the effect came out of the same one that he touched with prestidigitation.
No, he touched. Let's say the one at the top. They'll call 1, and then in clockwise order will be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fear touched 3. The badger touched 4.
And the prestidigitation, which one did that touch?
Whichever one you wanted to touch. I assume 4 as well.
Yeah, it was intended to go to 4. Okay. Cool. Is there any noticeable thing in the center of said circle of runes, or do the runes kind of merge in the middle?
I mean, there's a little space that kind of make a circle. They don't actually touch. It's not a full-on circle. Feels sucked. But they're kind of in a circle. They are not a circle, and but there is a little hole in the middle, like a donut hole would be, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the makeup of the floor? Is it solid stonework or is it gravelly?
It is not gravelly. It is not solid. It's made up of kind of stonish tiles.
I'm going to assume we don't have rubber gloves.
No. I don't think they've been invented yet, sir.
So the circle, size-wise, a small circle of runes? Are the runes each like 5 feet across? Are they like 8 foot?
The runes themselves are about the size of your hand, outstretched. So the circle would be appropriate to 5 hands in diameter.
How close to the ceiling are they?
They're about the ceiling's about 12 feet, and they're about halfway. The circle's pretty much in the center between the floor and the ceiling.
I'm going to activate the staff.
Okay.
Spider climb.
Yep.
And I'm going to walk on the same side as the wall.
and then walk onto the ceiling, but then I'm going to like army crawl so I don't break where the thing is and go to the other side of the sigil, or the circle of ruins.
Well, just so we're clear, the runes are on the right hand wall, so you can just walk past them to the end of the corner.
Yeah, but I'm afraid if I cross past them, that they're going to accost me. So,
I mean, you guys have walked, to at least to the middle of the circle.
Okay. Cool. So then, yeah, strike that. Retcon that, and I'm going to very carefully walk further forward to see if I see anything else that looks like that. And how far does it look like this hallway goes? Even?
Oh, it ends right here. You're at a dead end.
Oh, we're at the dead end.
Yeah, you can't go any further forward, and the rooms are to the right.
And there's no other doors in this place because we've seen everything else, right?
That is correct. Yes. I mean, barring some secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the ghosts are dead, so we can't ask them any questions.
Yeah.
Do they come back to life after a while?
I don't think they have at this point. Is that correct, Ken? Nothing's regenerated.
You haven't seen anything,
Okay.
but it's only been
Yeah,
overnight. So
yeah. How far away is that bunk area that we were in?
5 minutes.
A 5-minute walk?
Yeah. I mean, you could run it much quicker, but I assume you want to be going at just a reasonable pace.
I mean, what Tristan's thinking of doing is he'd like to find something that's. First of all, I just want to look at. Do you think we need to screw with this thing? I don't know. Did we not search these rooms well enough to see if there has to be a way out of here?
Well, you have found what may be a way out of here.
This one is pondering these runes and is looking for his PHB so he can make sure he's casting the spell right. Blah.
Let me clarify my statement. You have encountered a possible way out.
Yeah.
But
and we activated 2 of the runes. Now,
I'm not referring to where you are right now, though this may also be a way out. You have
Right.
seen another possible way out.
right, and that was in that first room,
Right.
right?
Possible way out.
Yeah, it was in that first room, but it was kind of caved in, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Only we had a druid that had like move earth.
Wait. Are we referring to the crack in the ceiling?
No, we're referring to the one end where we thought was like a lecture hall. That there was an exit, but it was caved in.
That is the room that had the crack in the ceiling.
But yeah.
Okay. Ugh, still upon hearing something about a druid would say, well, this one can become huge and burrowing if that's what that one thinks should happen.
Tristan, my name is Tristan, and I think that we should. I wish you were much more forthcoming. I really do. So what happens when you're in a party with people? Anyways,
Connections a lot. What?
no, it was right. He was just babbling anyways about you. It's yeah, no, it's fine. Well, but so okay. So you turn into something that's bird. What do you mean by that? This one. I wish you had a name. Doesn't make any sense.
Give me a
What?
name, and I will answer to it.
Nickname? No, I want your real name. What is the name that your mother called you?
This one.
This one. And what was her name?
That one.
Is everybody you know either this one or that one?
There's a slow ponderance of head nodding.
Tristan just looks at the other two and just shakes his head. And okay, or whatever. What can you
To
turn
break
into that can
through?
There, this one.
Very large.
Very large. You think it would you'd be able to burrow through stone because that's what that was falling into that area, sir.
Okay. He's kind of tired of the conversation. He made an eye, which just annoys into a giant constriction.
I'm sorry, your internet is getting crazy. I'm only heard like every other word from you, man.
I know, I'm so sorry. Nothing seems to be working well tonight. I'll.
So what did you turn into?
You say, what can you turn into?
Yeah, what did you turn into? I thought you said you transformed into something.
And starts moving towards you. Because he's really big.
Yeah. I don't understand him.
When he gets up to you, he kind of noses at you a few times. And again, giant snake. And every time he noses at you, he kind of flicks his head upwards, noses at you, flicks his head upwards. And that happens a few times. And then he just stops and stares at you and licks his eyeball because snake.
Interesting. Well, Fear, I don't think we should activate any of these other runes, in that it almost killed you and it did kill your badger.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Really hope to find a Tressum soon. I had a chance to really look into that.
Upon being ignored, the snake will start to circle you.
Like it's going to constrict me?
Well, it is a giant constrictor snake.
This one?
Unless you fight it.
Comfortable right now, this one. And I may
He's not squeezing. Hold on. He's not squeezing you as much as he has enveloped you and in a snake-like way is moving back towards the hallway with the collapsed wall. But you're not constricted. You're just kind of maybe getting a little confined.
And are you moving me forcibly, in theory?
Attempting to, yeah. Towards where you wanted to go.
And is it just Tristan that you're doing this to, or is it all three of us?
Mm-hmm. No, you're the one that would ask. I mean, yes.
Yeah. Stop.
He does so.
This one. It's very helpful, thank you. But you need to figure out the first thing before we can move on to this other thing.
The head appears over the things, and it looks at you, and it pokes at you with the nose, and kind of flicks towards its head. Flicks upwards.
Wonderful. You already talk strange, and I doesn't talk at all.
No, hissing. It's a big snake.
Yeah. Well, you other two, is there any reason for us to mess around with these sigils any longer?
Oh, I love a good puzzle.
Well, I really feel as if it's going to be a puzzle that kills one of us if we keep fucking with it. I am going to take my staff, and I'm going to touch the same.
I'm not sure they're going to enjoy being called that. I mean, they're your fellow party members. I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I have a staff of spider climbing, so I'm going to brandish my staff, and I'm going to show it to them, and they're going to like it. But after doing that, I'm going to, while standing off to the side of it, well, more than a bit aloft, I'm going to touch the same room that I think you said that was number 3.
Someone is being very
like,
loud. I'm having a hard time hearing.
What?
Try again, Corey. There was racket, but now it
Yeah.
seems to be.
I'm sorry. I just want to touch. I want to touch one of the runes that he already activated to see if it reactivates again, but with my staff rather than my body.
Okay, nothing happens.
So I believe once we use one, it's over. It's an idea. Or maybe it has to be touched by a sentient being rather than a inanimate object. But I don't want to touch it. What do you think, Fear? You're the most learned out of us.
Fear and Tristan can both make me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Mort, make me one as well.
Just an intelligence roll.
Just a regular old D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
That's a 5 for Mort.
Nice job, Mort.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Never
And
had a roll
trust me, you guys go. Look, you can trust me. It's safe to touch. I promise.
17.
I'm 16.
Okay. The two that actually are thinking kind of come to the realization that unless I missed something, which I don't think I did, the entirety of your investigation of these sigils so far has been to poke them with sticks and throw flesh at it.
Badgers, yes.
Okay, just making sure that I was remembering correctly.
Because we can't read them.
Right. Hey, Mort.
Yeah.
Can I hold your torch for a moment?
Sure.
And Tristan walks over to the sigil that it looked like it expelled fire and touches the torch to that.
It seems to catch fire and it starts burning so you can see the sigil clearly.
You know, gentlemen, if we were in the 20th century, there was a movie called The Fifth Element that they did something very similar to this.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, that's fine, Mort. You don't have to understand. But anyways, I believe that each one of these is an element of some sort, and if we use the correct element towards it, that happens.
Oh, sure. So I'll shocking grasp the lightning, dude. What happens?
Right. You touch it.
I do, and I shoot lightning into it.
You make an intelligence save.
Nope.
Oh my. Take 28.
Okay.
On the ground.
Does counterspell do anything? No. And if it doesn't,
Make me an intelligence save. If you get it, you'll get it off. If you don't, it'll be less pleasant. I'll give you a shot.
okay. No, I don't get it.
And remember that some of you have inspiration that's been sitting around forever.
Sure, I'll use that. What else? 16.
That's what you needed on the spot. All right, you managed to see the lightning start to arc out, and you manage just in time to throw a counterspell at it.
Okay. Did my lightning do anything to it?
It's hard to say. I'm going to rule that you basically counterspelled the area. The thing that you did notice is that your counterspell, again, it didn't work exactly like you expected it. So instead of your normal, okay, there's this spell coming, I'm going to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
More like the two spells merged together, for lack of a better word, and dissipated, as opposed to your spell kind of crushing the other one, which is how it normally works.
And is that fire one still kind of lit, per se?
Yes.
I'm going to take my water skin that I do still have water in.
Yeah.
And I am going to, at the other two, squirt a little bit of water on the other three signals.
Okay. The water kind of pools in the fifth one.
Does it look a little different than the other? The other two.
It pulls and stays in. I mean, these are obviously vertically on the wall, so that normally it would just run off. But
this one kind of pooled around it.
Outlining the sickle.
Yeah. So fire and water.
So 3 and 4 are the ones that are on the ground level, correct?
3 and 4 are on the bottom.
Okay. I will walk over to 3 and keeping a healthy distance.
Yeah.
I will try blowing onto it.
Isn't 3 the one that's been shocking?
Yeah, it's lightning.
Yeah.
It's the only one I can reach. Okay, I'm trying to help.
It's fine, my friend. It's not a big deal. I take his lead, and are the other two. Am I tall enough to reach the other two? I know that Mort's not.
Right, so you blow on number 1, and it seems to be activated.
Okay, what would the fifth element be, guys?
Is there any dirt or dust in the ground?
Love.
We've already tried hugging them. It didn't work.
Yeah, that worked out really bad for you and your badger.
All right, you two kiss right in front of the other one. See if it works.
Mort?
This one approaches
Is
fear with his tongue out. I mean, he's a giant snake approaching fear with his tongue like flicking.
Oh God, this one.
I think this one has it covered, Mort.
And upon getting close to fear, we'll kind of constrict him a little, give him a little tongue, and with his tail, touch this sigil that we hope is the love sigil.
That'd be
Just letting you know, I can barely hear you, but I'm trying to pay attention.
Oh.
Right, so you touch it with your tail? That's the part I heard that was important.
Yes, sir. Lost love was going on in a constricting kind of way.
Give me a Constitution save.
You got it, brother. You got it. Con save, character sheets, something like that. D12, D12, D12. There you go.
Mort will be paying very close attention to what type of damage is received, if possible.
That is a 19 plus 3. Con of 16.
Nice.
Eh, what do I did? Nothing.
Spike are launched, kind of, I guess, stone darts launched from a sigil, doing you a mere 16 points of damage. Looks like it could have been much worse.
Do all of the darts hit this one?
Yes.
I'm
They
huge. I'm huge.
They do pointy damage?
16.
What's that?
Do they do just pointy damage to him?
Yep.
And you did say stone darts, correct?
You did.
Can I grab any of them out of this one? Like,
Sure.
are they embedded or are they just sort of surface deep?
There's some that didn't hit him that are laying on the floor.
Sorry, I thought I asked that to begin with. I will.
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I thought you meant did any of them hit anyone else?
No, that's what I
you.
was looking for. Was ones that hit the ground. So I will grab one of those and toss it up at the one at the sigil.
Okay. It kind of crumbles and fills the sickle.
Interesting. So there's just one left.
Way that you
Right?
cast lightning.
What's that?
There's just one left.
It was a question to the group.
Middle number 3, y'all's favorite.
Fair, do you cast lightning? I've never seen you do it before.
I just did it.
I tried.
So anyway, I'll take a metal something or another, and I'll cast Shocking Grasp onto it, so the electricity should travel through the metal thing and touch the other thing.
Zips up.
Does that work?
Killed the DM.
What the what?
I think we killed the DM. It was super.
Yeah.
I said make me an intelligence check.
Oh,
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did not kill anyone.
yet. Give it time.
20.
Don't worry.
20? All right, so just making sure we're clear that electricity would flow both ways through this metal implement.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
He's still in my embrace. I don't know if that's accurate.
Well, that's up to you two.
You two lovebirds.
Recalls we professed our true snake-like. Oh, he's back. Never mind.
He was doing terrible things to your little boy.
Computer.
So what did I miss?
Mort almost got the pointy end of a snake, I think.
Mort, actually, we used you as a ground, so you took all the electric damage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds likely.
Here, hold this.
No.
All right, so
All right. So now, when we shock that thing, does it? What happens?
you cast shocking grasp on a metallic thing. You touch the thing with a metallic thing, and the room momentarily lights up with arcing electricity, and then the area contained within the rooms basically turns to mist.
Step through.
Following right behind Fear.
Yeah. I mean,
Come
on.
Giant snake slithering through.
All right, so it says that my following pages are unresponsive. Google Hangout. So if I disappear, I'll be back. I'm gonna tell it to wait. Can you hear me?
Good to
Yeah.
know it's not just me.
Okay. All right. All right. So you step through into what looks to be a fairly small storeroom.
I'd like to search for treasure.
Well, the only thing in this room is a shelf that is 5 by 3.
How high up is it?
It's on the floor. It goes up to the top of it's maybe 6 feet.
So it's 5 by 3 by 6.
Yeah, 5 by 3 meaning storage spaces.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
So like cubbies?
Yeah, exactly like cubbies.
Okay.
I'd like to start inspecting the ground cubbies.
Okay.
The middle cubbies.
Okay.
And a taller person can take the top cubbies.
Yeah, I'm the taller person.
All right. So
Meanwhile, this one going to space investigating and like tonguing the room basically.
There you go. You tongue that room.
Perhaps kicking Ken out the call.
Yep.
Bye, Ken. So sorry.
We should figure out what we find before he gets back.
Absolutely. This one finds a elixir of restoration complete, which means he can bring back every character ever that has played in this world. So every one of you are alive again. Let's role play that for the next 6 months.
Yeah, that
Easy enough.
sounds-
Cluster. Fuck.
yeah,
What?
that-
Oh, he's back.
For Andy.
Everybody be quiet about Andy. He's a good guy. We like him. Come on. I mean, hey, welcome back there, Ken.
hey,
We're in a
who has
fairly
the
small... What?
who has a translation thing?
Who has a what?
Who has more Huck circlet?
The one that lets you read stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fear.
Here, okay. All right, so before you commence investigating, you actually see that each of the 15 cubbies is labeled.
Is there craft supplies?
The top 5, and I'll do this from memory, so I may forget, but I think I can remember them. The top 5 are create, destroy, change, destroy, change, and of course my brain totally blanked on the other 2. They're hard to read. They're obscured. The other 2 are obscured by time. The second row is body, mind, animal, and a couple more obscured there. There's magic or power. It kind of fluctuates between the 2.
Okay.
Plant, did I say animal already?
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Metal, and then a couple others that are messed up.
Okay. So we have top row, create, destroy, change, question, question. Middle row, body, mind, animal, question, question. Lower row, magic / power, plant, metal, question, question.
Actually,
That's what I got.
the bottom 2 questions, the bottom 2 questions are fire and water.
Okay.
And metal should actually be earth, I guess.
Okay. And these are
And then one of the questions in the middle was air.
okay.
Are any of them fire?
Fire's on the bottom.
That's right.
Yeah, bottom row is magic power / plant / earth / flower / water.
Magic and power is the
Flower.
same. Magic and power is the
Yep,
same.
same.
The word keeps changing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We don't know what 3 are, and we know what the rest are, and they're otherwise empty cubbies as we look at them.
No, they all have little container things in them. I'm just saying that before you started poking around, you could see that they were labeled.
Okay. Well, Fear is going to take the container in magic/power and examine it.
Okay. You pull out the container there, and inside there you see what looks to be a mummified heart.
Okay.
And it's not. Some have more than one thing in it.
Okay.
Also, in that same little cubie, there are a couple of vials of what appears to be blood.
Okay.
Right.
So he's going to place those back in the container, and he's going to open animal.
There is a couple of pelts. There's some teeth, some claws, and what appears to be some a couple of pieces of dried stool.
Okay. And he's going to put those back. Open mind.
Mind has just one container in it. It's like a glass beaker that you almost put back thinking it's empty, but then you're pretty sure you see like a wisp of something just kind of floating around in there. Some intangible something.
Okay. So after touching...
And before you go in for this, someone is writing all this down, right?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
So after touching the heart, the vials of blood, the pelts, teeth, claws, and poop, and the beaker, is there any arcane energy or other form of power mumbo-jumbo-ness going on?
I believe there's a mechanic for figuring that out, right?
Whatever you say it is. It could be an arcana check.
Is there a whole spell for that?
Oh, you want identify to...
Well, that would be to tell exactly what it does, but isn't there just like detect magic, is that still a thing?
Yeah, that will tell you something. It'll tell you if there is magic and what type of spell it is. So like evocation,
Isn't that your basic question? Is it magic?
I mean, in some way, I also always kind of assumed that there was some way to detect magic beyond that spell, particularly when you're handling an object as a magic user. And that's fine if there's not.
You know what? It really doesn't make that much of a difference. You guys actually have a wand to detect magic, so that kind of makes it but yeah. I mean, these things obviously have power in them, and frankly, enough power that you would not have a hard time identifying it as such.
Cool. God, to be stupid or to keep doing good things. So, let's put mind back and let's just continue the process, I suppose.
Okay.
So, body next.
There are 3 fingers. 4 eyeballs that look like they probably come from at least 3 different people. There is a bit of leather that appears to be human in origin.
Okay. All right. Plant.
There are a number of dried herbs. There are 3 carnations that look freshly bloomed.
Earth, wind, and fire, in whatever order you want to sing a song.
All right. Earth has some. There are 3 silver ingots. There is a small sack of dirt. Fire has it looks to be a few pieces of charcoal, a ruby, another little sack of ashes.
Okay.
Air has 3, again, stoppered vials that appear to have nothing in them.
All right. Let's open one of the question marks, and let's do the middle row question mark.
I'm going to give you the assignment of asking me that.
Okay. All right. So then just let's do create.
Okay. Create has a beaker of water. And it has a small, it's like kind of like a jeweler's hammer.
Okay. Destroy.
Destroy has maybe the most shocking that you've seen so far, I'm going to guess. It simply has 5 twigs.
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 Okay. Change.
What's that?
Change.
It has a vial that looks similar to the ones that were in air. It has a vial of what looks to be water. That's it.
Okay. And then water.
There are several very smooth rocks. Stones, I guess, more appropriately.
Okay.
And there is a vial of, again, what looks to be blood.
Okay. Well, that's everything but the question marks, which I assume are all later.
A question mark from the second row as my brain is kicking in.
Okay.
Mind.
We already did mind.
Did mine? Okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
So how many question marks are left?
There are 3 question marks. 2 on the top row. What we have on the top row is create, destroy, and change.
No. A-N-O-W.
Okay.
And there is a magnifying glass. That's it for that one.
Okay. And then there's 1 question mark left top, and then the middle we have body, mind, animal, air, and a question mark.
Okay. All right. We'll I have to cover those.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, as you go through these, I'm assuming that they're clearly doing the primary chronicling. Is everybody else kind of poking around with things as well, or y'all just standing back watching? What's the rest of the group doing?
Mort started was going to poke around initially, but then after Fear kind of took over and seeing how the sigils turned out, he was more than happy to let Fear poke around.
Okay.
That is the same of what Tristan is doing.
Okay.
But I would like to commend Fear's never quenched thirst for knowledge. Fear, did you find anything out?
Well, just a little bit. And he'll go through the whole thing. I assume the language that everything was labeled in was not common or something everyone else could read.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So we'll also create post-it notes and label all of these things so everybody else can tell what's going on. Is there anything else in the room? There's not, correct?
Absolutely not. Nope.
Okay. And we get these are objects of power. So Fear's going to do two things. He'd like to move the contents of mind and animal into create and just see if that does anything.
We see no effect. Under our earlier assumption, power that you're sensing is in the object, not the
Great.
structure.
Cool. So he's going to open the glass beaker in mind and drink it. This is all about doing stupid stuff.
You feel a surge of power.
Okay.
There's no indication of what or how or anything to use it. Just you feel powerful.
All right.
That sounds like what we'll deal with to start.
Well, it seems like we should probably catalog these things and store them for later.
Are we cataloging the thing you just drank? Do you feel okay?
I feel power, which is odd because I didn't drink the one that's labeled power. And maybe I should, but I think we'll wait.
For what?
Well, mostly to see if I die.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Do you need to take a rest or something? You want to just keep going? What do we...
I mean, I'm actually doing all right. If we want to go and look at that other exit, maybe the brawny snake there can help excavate it. And I'll sit and restore my arcane ward.
Sounds very smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
But
that
also,
sometimes.
do you think they're just alchemy supplies?
Not really sure. They could be.
What was the subject of your sentence, Corey? Do we think what?
That they're alchemy supplies.
Ah. If they are, they're certainly significantly more potent than any alchemy that goes on nowadays that you know of.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, first of all, we're going to catalog each using these little pieces of paper that I have here. I need you to label every single thing with what it is and where it came from. And then we're going to store them in this box here, which is going in my bag.
Can we fit the whole cubby system in your bag?
It seems...
That's probably ridiculous, right?
That seems a little overkill. There's just these tiny boxes in there. We could probably pack it a little more efficiently.
Okay. Makes sense.
There is the cubbies have room for what could have been significantly more stuff than what
Right.
what you guys found.
Yeah. So, like, what we found is fairly easy to do what I just described too, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So we
And
do that.
Does it look like it's been looted? Does it look like it was disturbed?
I mean, there aren't broken things or anything, but it'd be hard to tell.
Okay.
It's nothing happened in here in many, many years. Though it is not covered in dust at the same time, it doesn't look like it's been. It'd be hard to tell if it had been disturbed, other than things being kind of jostled about or something. It looked fairly well organized.
What is the doorway doing behind us?
There is no doorway at the moment. It's an opening.
So the thing that we walked through is gone.
No, the opening is still there.
Okay, the opening is still there. Okay.
Right. There's no door. I'm just making clear. It's the opening of it.
I would like to look about the room and really investigate it. You know, to see if there's anything else in this room, touching walls, so on and so forth. Do I see any more sigils?
All right. Give me an investigate.
Yeah. Good. 14 plus. Sure. Occupation 16.
No, you don't see anything else.
Yeah, I would help here with taking and cataloging all of the things, and we take some time to do this very carefully, so everything is done properly.
Okay, doke.
Is that what you guys feel as well?
Yep.
Hey, this one.
I don't think this one is here.
This one has left the building, huh?
He's napping.
The snake is there, but his eyes appear to have glazed over.
Oh, lovely. Well, after some time, we obviously get that done to get
control it with some minor effort.
But what?
You probably could control the snake's actions with some minor effort.
Yes. So after we're all packed up, well, in fact, actually, can we send the snake to the other side and he can come back with no problem?
You can at least do the first half of that. There's no way of knowing if he can come back or not. But it looks like it's a normal opening. So sure.
So what the instructions would be? Hey, snake, go to the other side. Come back if you can. Don't if the opening's sealed.
So it licks its eyeballs, slithers out, slithers back.
All right. And then the instructions, hey, why don't you go start working on clearing that tunnel that collapsed?
It kind of looks at Mort. The other two of you are working on the cataloging, right?
Right.
It kind of looks at Mort.
Sure, let's go this one.
Okay.
Mart will chase along the giant's constrictor snake.
Kind of hoping you're going to jump on his back and go, Master Blaster. Oh, no, that's different.
Master Blaster.
All right, so those two head off. You guys finish your chronicling. For sake of efficiency, we'll say that the snake and Mort have managed to clear a passage out.
Probably mostly Mort's doing, but you know.
Of course. But Mort will be one telling the story, so.
Yep.
Tell us how you did it, Mort.
Well, as everybody knows, I am supernaturally strong. I just don't like to brag and show it off too much.
Right.
But yeah, I pretty much just picked up the huge giant rocks and threw them out of the way.
Nicely done.
That went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems...
Snake holding you back.
Sorry, what was that?
Despite the snake holding you back.
Right.
Have you
It's fine. I mean, There's only so much a snake can do when I really set my mind to something like that.
I think at some point, didn't you use the snake as a rope and tie it around some of the larger rocks to get
Well, there
leverage?
was no need. I just picked them up and threw them out of the way. It was child's play, really.
All right, so I need to go to the restroom, so let's give Carl a minute to get back. And I'll step away for a moment, and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Carl.
Hey.
So you and Mordecai cleared out that passage.
Cool.
You all right, man?
I'm not actually Carl. I'm Nathan.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a dick.
I'm glad it worked, though.
I know he's muted. He's not apparently talking to us.
He said he was working on stuff still.
Muted because I'm still trying to make everything work. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
We're all dead.
Yeah, we all died. The only thing alive is a snake. No, the snake and Mordecai, with Mordecai doing almost all of the work, have cleared out that passage that we talked about.
Yep. Mostly moored. Almost entirely moored.
Yeah, almost entirely moored.
It was really impressive you were there.
So you worked your way through the block sigils?
Yep.
Ah, it's infectious.
Yeah, what's infectious?
The boogie woogie dance.
Okay.
So if I understood what I heard, we went back to the room with a blockade and a giant constrictor, accompanied by a wimpy halfling, cleared out a passage, and we're moving past that.
I mean, it was mostly the wimpy halfling, but yep.
Nice.
Unbeknownst to pretty much everybody, the wimpy halfling is actually a paragon of strength.
Who knew?
Then you could eat some of these fingers and you'll get super buff. Maybe.
I'm already super buff. I wouldn't want to waste them.
That's true.
You need to see Ken's t-shirt.
What?
You need to see Ken's t-shirt.
Okay.
Or his wife beater shirt, I think, more technically. I'm not sure. T-top? I don't know.
Didn't we have a discussion about this on, I don't know what day it was. Yesterday?
Yes, it came up recently.
Sunday.
My tank top came up in y'all's conversation. I'm flattered.
Your tank
Essential.
top came up.
I've been told I need to see it.
Oh.
Here it brings all of the boys to the yard.
You're thinking of milkshakes.
Oh, I love milkshakes.
Common mistake.
I'll take a picture at some point. Okay. So, everything has been chronicled and stowed away.
Mm-hmm.
The dynamic duo has cleared passage out of the structure. Luckily, Mort is here to recognize where you are. You all exit the structure, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
Mort, you are beneath the scar in Neverwinter.
Huh. I've been here before. Wait. How close are we to at least what was Lady Machina's temple?
I think we're in Lady Maka's temple.
15 minutes.
By what method of transportation?
Walking through the dark rocky crevice filled with debris.
So it's like a 15-minute walk, not like a 15-minute car ride.
Right.
Could be up to 10 miles. Okay. And it's... So I remember where the entrance is that we came in that last time.
Yep.
Is Lady Machina's temple further from that, or is it on the way? Or do I know yet?
It would not be a significant delay.
Sorry, but it's the opposite direction from the entrance to the road or to the scar.
It's actually maybe 5 minutes beyond the exit. The exit's like 10 minutes, and the temple would be filled.
So it's the same direction, but the Lady Machina's temple is further along.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so the exit's this way, guys. We can get back into Neverwinter and see what's going on.
Wait,
Figure out.
you know
So
where
what?
we are?
What we're in Neverwinter, of course. It's kind of my town.
The giant constrictor, upon seeing Mort point in a direction, just promptly starts to snake his giant way that way. And
Mort will grab onto the very tail end of the tail.
yeah, just so I can paint this scene and Ken tell me if this is a problem. A giant constrictor is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
You probably
like
knew that.
sounds like a mechanical thing to me. I have no idea.
I just, are these passageways big enough for him to pass through?
Oh, this is like 20 feet wide at points.
So he can slither his way. And also, he actually cannot see. However, he has blind sight 10 feet. So he's smelling basically. He has really good blind sight, but his vision is pretty shitty. So there you go. Do with that what you would. Mechanics. Woo!
Okay, so as you're slithering off, Mort is just kind of grabbing onto the back of the tail, and probably completely unnoticed.
Can I roll perception on my tail?
Sure.
All right, I do so, and he's right. I probably don't notice a halfling hanging on as I snake my ways down the halls.
Do you notice a halfling and a dwarf?
Is your intent to just be dragged along, or did you have some other intent?
Well, so the character's intent was to try and stop him. The player's intent was going to get dragged along.
A character having, preternatural superhuman strength.
Well, but he doesn't want to show off.
Oh, okay. He's going to keep that under wraps for
the
moment. Okay.
Talking about it when nobody could have seen him.
Okay.
Like you do.
All right. So yeah, you're being dragged along slowly by this large snake.
At some point, does this large snake perceive an exit, i.e., some fresh air moving, or some fresh water, or anything like that? Maybe not even fresh water. Is inside?
There's a spray of spittle and snot.
Lovely.
Gross.
Licks it off his eye and just keeps going.
Ken, the scar wasn't covered. Is that correct, or was it covered up with?
It is completely covered.
Okay.
And it's illegal to be down here. But fortunately, you were aware. You knew how to get in and out. So,
I mean, illegal is such a strong word.
What's that?
Illegal is such a strong word.
And yet fully accurate in this case.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those words that's open to discussion. Interpretation, if you will.
So while the giant constrictor snake is snaking its way down the hallway, it's trying to pick up the scent of anything living that has been down here recently other than us.
You do pick up traces that there clearly is activity down here. I'm not sure how much discernment you could do. It's probably humanoid at the very least.
Okay. Probably not much. Where's the buttons?
Yeah. Well, we'll just play this by ear. There are some humanoids down here, not a bunch, but definitely. Though you don't know it at the time, it being were you to know that it was illegal to be down here, more activity than you would have expected.
Right. This one wouldn't know that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just trying to give you an idea. Trying to give Carl an idea.
Got it. Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah. So maybe let's say you can sense up to a week old. If that were the case, and maybe a dozen or so. What might be senses?
Okay, but nothing recent within the last hour. Blink of a snake's eye.
I'm sorry?
Me too. Nothing super recent. Nothing that would make him go, hey, let's go that way because there's something there we can eat.
No.
Okay. Cool. Until somebody else tells him otherwise, then this one is going to continue down the passageway.
You roll me a perception.
You got it. It's terrible. It's a 9
Right.
plus or minus 2. I'm not even sure.
All right, so Mort, you're just
Yep.
Your ride is taking you past your past the exit, if that means something.
I will still tag along for another 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
If I may correct my screw up, and it's okay if I can't, my perception is 9 plus 7.
Okay.
But I can move past that if you want to.
Yeah, you're gonna move past it.
Punishment for being a stupid player.
So he makes it. You go about 5 minutes past, and you see the entrance to the temple.
Wholly intact. Anything like just jumping out as being wrong?
No, I mean it looks like what you saw.
Okay. So I will let go of this one's tail.
Andy, real quick, did you bring us back to the Temple of Machina?
Yep.
Yes? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
And then I will shout at the giant snake that's rapidly running away. This one, stop! And then I'll wait to see if he does.
It does so and kind of does that snake doubling back thing and looks at you and tries to look really cute as it poises and kind of smells at you with its tongue as it kind of is liking you.
I'll scratch it under the chin.
That's odd, but okay, sure, why not?
Yeah. You said it was trying to
larger than you. That's all I'm saying.
Right, I know. It could eat me in a single bite. That's why I'm trying to make friends with it by scratching it under the chin.
He's always liked Mort. Y'all have had conversations in Halfling together.
True. And yet, when you're looking at something that can swallow you in one bite, it never hurts to make sure you're still friends.
Respect is a good thing.
Appreciate it.
So, like 10 minutes later, Fear and
the guy's like dogging. Come on, I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up.
Fear and Tristan show up and go, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, so the snake just went off. It was kind of nuts. So this is where I've been before.
You've been here.
Well, it's complicated. Kind of.
What?
How so?
Well, so I was here at one point, and then a bunch of shit happened, which we talked about a little bit. And then,
The big,
huh?
big green woman and the other guy.
Yes. And then sort of the world ended, but it didn't because it was saved. But then we went to this weird place, and it was set back 2 years, I think. And then we came back here, but then nothing had happened. So it's complicated. So I just kind of wanted to check and make sure that everything looked normal here, which it does. Correct?
Well, to be clear, it looks like when you last saw it,
Okay.
i.e., there are no obvious evidence of machina, but you can, like, if you do that thing, like with those pictures, if you focus your eyes off in the distance instead of looking at what you're looking at, you think you can see traces.
Hmm. Kristen will definitely walk and look around the area.
Right. If you guys don't have anything else to do, uh, given what happened last time that there were people in here, probably wouldn't hurt just to make sure that nothing's been disturbed or moved or anything.
So is that big snake statue still there, Ken? Or do we destroy that?
You're going down into the bowels of the place?
Yeah, well,
So are you going in is question one. Let's start with that. I cannot answer that question from standing out front looking at looking in the front door.
okay. So before that, you told the worst story I've ever heard, Mort. And
Eh, I'm not a storyteller. I'm a thief.
it's fine, but what is the significance of this place?
Well, it's a temple to a goddess, the Lady Machina.
What?
Which part? The goddess?
No, I know what a goddess is.
Oh,
I've played with many goddesses. But you say Lady Machina or something.
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a person.
Didn't we ride a boat called the Lady Machina?
We did.
It's a coincidence.
So what was that, Tristan?
I've had many years of studying of the gods and demons and such, and I've never heard of such a person. Can I roll to see if I've roll history, Ken, to see if I've ever heard of Lady Machina?
Sure.
Oh, I've definitely heard of her.
What'd you roll?
18 plus what? Do you want me to history school?
Sure.
Okay. 18 plus 5, so that's would have been 23 in my book.
Not a word.
Yeah. I've never heard of such a goddess.
I mean, she's a bit obscure. I'll give you that. She
You
was.
guys don't, as you're kind of glancing around, you don't see anything that looks like holy symbols or anything along those lines that you'd normally see at a temple.
I think you're putting us on here a little bit more. That's the way to the exit.
Oh, well, no, we already passed the exit.
Then why in the hell are we here?
It's just like that story I told you last time. I was here. This temple thing led to the end of the world, and I'd like to not repeat that.
No, isn't okay. I think that sounds like a fine plan. So we going inside this place?
I mean,
Not us here.
sure. Might as well while we're here. If the door's open.
What is
Very, if I may, the constrictor snake has been kind of just doing a large patrol up and down the hallway, thus obscuring any prints or any markings because he's huge and he's kind of snaking his way through it.
Wait, through what? Where is he exactly?
Snake outside in the hallway, kind of patrolling up and down.
Okay.
I'm envisioning that because he's big and scaly, he's obscuring any evidence of passage of anything, including them, that, or the other.
Okay, that's cool. I'll just make sure. And just so we're clear, it's not a hallway. It's a big, like,
Cavern.
crevice
Thing.
Yeah, like where a earthquake ripped things apart. So it's not, just in case that matters at some point. Probably not. Carry on.
So yes, I think we should go. Just check inside just to make sure that everything's okay. Does anybody have any objections?
Lead the way, little one.
Excellent. Right this way, and I will proceed to go towards the doors.
All right. So, what, if any, limitations are there to this snake form?
Can I just ask what did Mort? What did you just say you were doing? And I'll answer that question.
We are theoretically going to go inside this temple.
Oh, okay. I thought you were already inside the temple. Limitations to the snake form. At will, I can pop back out of it and become my own self. Otherwise, literally, it's a giant constrictor snake.
Like forever?
Until I decide not to be or take a lot of damage, yeah.
Okay. And you're probably going to be placed, well, did somebody look up, Corey, the size of a giant constrictor snake to see if it has any problems? It'll be fine at the first, but the more you go.
You're huge.
It's like Donald Trump's daydream. It's huge.
So you can squeeze through large spaces.
Thank you.
Okay.
But if it gets smaller than large, you can't go through.
Okay.
Let me make your life easy then, Ken. If the party is going to go that way and that becomes the case, poof, I'm this one. I'm my normal self.
Okay. You could probably be fine in the first room, and you could squeeze through others, but it seems like be a pain in your butt.
Yeah.
All right.
But I helped clear a passage. Yay.
Yes, very nice.
So I'm told.
Okay, so you go into the kind of the antechamber room, and you find that there more as you. I'm assuming the first thing you do is you look up at the.
So I want to look where the sleep came from last time.
And you see that there are several gargoyle type statues. Feeling.
Okay, so as soon as we walk in.
I'm sorry?
So as soon as we walk in and I see those statues.
Yeah.
Like shove my arms outside. Wait. I remember this. Nobody move. And then I'll just wait for a second to see if any of them move. I'm expecting that they don't. So unless something does happen after about 10 seconds, I'll lower my arms and if I can, like, if there's a rock or something I can grab and throw at one of them,
okay,
just to like see if I can get it to move.
All right. So you throw a rock, thumps off of it, and no response.
Okay. I think I took care of it. I think we're safe. Let's go. And I will continue on down that main passage.
All right. The next room it takes you to is Looks like a temple might look if it only had any sort of excuse me any sort of iconology. There is even an altar type pedestal at the head of the room.
Okay. Based on my recollection of the last time we were in this temple, there is a secret compartment in the altar. I'd like to look for that.
Was it a compartment or was it like a?
I think there were two things. I think there was a secret compartment in the altar, and then I think
That's right. I know what you're talking about. Yep. Okay. Give me a find secret compartment roll.
Oh, great. Do I get advantage since I've already done it once?
Yes. Yes, you have advantage.
Okay, good, because the first one's a 2. And the second one, my dice is falling. Let's see. Second one, what kind of check is this again, you said?
Whatever find secret compartment. Investigate, I guess.
Investigate. I'll say 20, not natural.
Okay. You do find a secret compartment. It is empty. It looks about the size for like a religious tome of some sort.
Okay. I don't know if this is a good sign or a bad sign, but last time I was here, I'm trying to remember how we opened the secret passage.
Point of order, Andy. I think we've done this once since, and there was no book last time either.
I agree.
But okay.
Could have changed. Well, part of it is I want to try and figure out what timeline we're in.
No, I get that. I was trying to help clarify it.
And I'm also trying to remember how we got to the secret passage underneath. I think that was only because of Derek Spencer.
Metagaming, yes.
No, Derek Spencer was the character. That's
right.
No. Carl was saying he was
sorry.
answering your question with a yes.
Trying to help you out.
Appreciate it. All right. Well, I think unless we're going to excavate this temple, which I'm not opposed to, I think everything seems pretty safe for now.
You have a giant snake with you. I mean,
can you excavate? I mean, you can. I don't think snakes excavate a lot.
I'm not sure how we got where we are. I was gone, so giant.
It was all the burly muscles of Mort. Do you not remember the story?
Oh, I told you I missed that.
Oh yeah, the burly muscles of Mort. All right, so I just kind of wanted to double check on this and make sure that everything was still.
It all seems as the last time you were here.
Okay. Well, then in that case, we should probably go back up in the Neverwinter. So as long as no one's opposed, I'll lead them back to where the entrance to the scar is.
All right.
And is this one still a snake, or did he? I thought he said he changed back, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, it's changed back, but I mean, he can change back. But.
Sure.
Well, right. So I will encourage him. Sorry?
He's not currently a snake.
Good. I will encourage him to stay, not a snake.
What?
I said I will encourage him to stay, not a snake.
Okay.
And I will lead the party back to the scar exit.
Yep. Up into the graveyard.
Yep. Where we went to from the graveyard.
What kind of condition is the graveyard in these days? Does it still look a little decrepit? Am I talking out of my weight class?
It looks like it always has. Could be tended a bit. It's you're in the older section of the graveyard, so it's slightly more decrepit, but it's not like the graves aren't all turned out and things of that sort. It
Sure. So we emerge from the crack. We're in random graveyards, and that goes on for a while. Is that right?
I mean, not for like miles or anything, but it's a graveyard, major graveyard in the city. So
Right.
yeah.
Assuming that Mort knows the way, this one is going to just follow him.
So it's a strong assumption, but I like it.
You lead them out wherever you want to head.
Might I suggest we go to a temple district, Mort, and try to take care of whatever's been ailing the two of us.
I was going to get a drink first, but I mean, I guess we can go to the temple district.
And usually you can do both in the temple districts.
I guess.
If you find the right temple, they'll heal you with drink.
I don't remember too many of those temples, but wouldn't hurt to check. And so I will take them to the temple districts. And I was not, so in campaign, I was not able to go for very long. So I don't remember where the temple district is. I know it's not.
Around. Mort knows where it is.
Okay, so Mort will take.
Remember that if he got to a certain point, he'd be in an alleyway, that he was chased down and attacked by some demons. Remember that?
I vaguely. I remember being how fast he could move.
That
Right.
almost seems like it never happened, Mort.
But not quite.
Right.
Almost though.
It does begin to come back to you a bit. There a major temple here is just being constructed. Is a temple to Agma, the binder, god of knowledge and that sort.
That doesn't sound like they'll have beer. Are there any others?
You have visited the temple to Timora on multiple occasions. It does have beverages served out among the in the casino area.
That sounds like the one we're looking for.
Okay.
So I will take them to the temple to Timora.
Okay.
T or K?
T.
What's that?
T-Y-M-O-R-A.
Just making sure it wasn't Chimera.
It would be a different temple.
That's why I was checking. So
Timora is the goddess of luck. Fortune.
and luck and healing, right?
But what?
Luck and healing.
Yeah, I'll handle the basic healing at least.
So I will take them, especially since Fear mentioned that he wanted a temple he could drink at. Like, all right, I know just the temple. You're gonna love it. I'll take them there, and after a few minutes of walking,
everyone recognizes these temples as you walk past them. Even if you haven't been there, I mean, you recognize Agma, and Agma's pretty well known, fairly major. Timora has at least shrines pretty much everywhere because people like to pay homage to the Lady of Luck. As he takes you here, you may not have experienced a full-on temple of Timora, as the entranceway is basically Hera's casino, complete with card games and dice games and beverages of all sorts. Everybody make me a perception check.
Perception.
that is a 23 for Mort.
25 for this one.
No perceps.
This one, you see a beggar holding his cup out at you.
Yeah. Okay. What does this beggar look like?
Help, kind master. He's wearing rags, he's got a scraggly beard, somewhat skinny for a human. See his ribs.
Human, you say?
Yep.
All right. Just checking on something here that doesn't work, darn it. This one stops and stares at. Just stares at him. Doesn't say anything. Just staring at him. Does the
He holds out
whole snake thing.
one bowl in your direction, looks at you pleadingly.
Holding out a bowl. Is there anything in the bowl?
There's a couple of coins.
Okay. Silver, gold, copper.
A couple copper and a silver.
Okay. This one has very little concept of actual money.
Yep.
But he does reach inside a pouch on his waist, and he pulls out and drops 2 knuckle bones of an undetermined animal into it. They're kind of large. They're not like, squirrel bones. They're a little bigger, but yeah, just drops those in his bowl and just keeps staring. Gesundheit. No, he doesn't say that.
He he kind of stares at you for a minute, confused,
Yeah.
and then kind of mumbles out, "Thank you."
When he says thank you, he reaches into another pouch and pulls out some dust. I picked this up early in this guy's life. Some dust from some stones, and just sprinkles it towards him, nods, and turns and walks towards the party.
He just kind of stares at the bowl and kind of lowers his head a bit.
Well, that was for the sneezing. I was trying to help. Anyway.
I suspect I'll be sneezing in a minute. Can't sneeze on command.
But he didn't notice anything unusual about this guy other than human and desolate looking?
Correct. And when you think about it, you probably have walked past several beggars in the town. But
seems like that's kind of the thing going on here.
and just to be clear, it's not really more so than out of character. Not really more so than any other major city would be.
Okay.
It's not like an infestation of beggars, but they do exist. Okay. So you arrive at the entrance to the temple.
I would like to find an attendant.
That's not a problem. They greet you at the entrance. Welcome to the House of Tamora.
Wonderful to be back. I was looking for a little bit of light healing. Who should I speak to about that?
If you're in need of religious tending, we can get someone to see you presently. If you'd like to wait, it'll probably be a few minutes, but someone will be here shortly.
If I wait over by the card tables, will they be able to find me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be over there.
Okay, wonderful.
This one will follow him to the card tables.
What are the other two doing?
Oh, follow into the card table.
Yeah, I'll just follow along. Are the fighting pits apparent?
Fighting pits are not here. This is in the temple district. The fighting pits are down on the docks.
Okay, I thought we fought in a casino one time. That was the
the fighting pits had a gambling area.
Okay.
But it was considerably more seedy and questionable merit than a Temple of Timora, which is those of you who probably most of the reputation for the casino of Timora is extremely well ran and legitimate. Not a lot of fear of being cheated or. Whereas down at the docks, it's probably a little more questionable as to what you're getting into.
Right.
Poor Mavis.
Poor Mavis, she came out of it rich and kept all her fingers.
And then disappeared. So we don't know that.
Well, none of you even know Mavis. Mort, did you even know Mavis?
No, none of us did.
Yep.
I mean, unless and until she makes a guest appearance.
Yep.
Be cool when that happened.
Funny thing is, she's probably less than 5 minutes away from you folks right now. But anyhow,
Away from you? What?
yeah, Mavis and somebody else. What was Royce's character?
Guthrag.
No, Guthrag was in Fandolin.
Yeah.
I thought there were two. At least Mavis one of Corey's 100 characters.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant literally within 5 minutes of you, not 5 minutes of the game.
No. Within 5 minutes of the character.
Yeah. Oh.
I think she's
Sorry.
in Ogma with Sophie.
Yeah.
But anyhow, did you want to partake while you're waiting, or just kind of look around?
More just want to look around. He's seen too many card games to think that they're on the level.
Okay.
He's just going to pass the time, see if there's any like easy marks, any people who have way too much money and not enough sense.
Make me a wisdom save.
Yeah, pretty good. A 20, not natural.
Okay. You see some folks that probably are very, 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 very easy marks and are probably very, very profitable. However, you realize where you are, and given its reputation, there's probably a good deal of security. So if you were to fail or something were to happen along those lines, it would probably be suboptimal. The consequences would not be...
not worth the risk.
Well, you make that judgment. I'm just letting you know that there's probably 1,000 easy gold pieces to be found. But again, the reputation of this place is that they keep it pretty clean. So, your call.
No, that's a good point. And frankly, that's kind of what I was thinking. I wasn't actually expecting to steal from anybody in the temple, but
I mean, the option is there. And frankly, you think it probably would be part of the reason that the marks are so easy is because of where you are. They're very relaxed and they're very their guard is very low because of the reputation.
Having followed Mort through some tables and whatnot, at some point this one's going to be distracted by a table, and he's just going to walk up to it. No clue what it is. He has no idea what's happening.
All right. Sir, would you like to play?
He stares and nods slowly.
That will be this is a gold piece table. You'll need a gold to play.
Okay. He's going to take some time to look through his basic pack and finds that he has a little gold. Gold down.
All right.
That was one of, yeah. He doesn't have much gold. There you go.
Okay. So he shuffles up a small deck of cards and he deals to 2 to you and 2 to himself.
Mhm.
And you look at yours, and they have each of them has some strange squiggles on it.
Right.
Don't really mean a whole lot to you.
Sure.
And he says, "Sir, would you like to purchase another card, or are you happy with what you have?"
Can I roll an investigation on the cards that I do have?
Sure.
Okay, that's a +1, which is, oh gosh, it's a nat 20.
A natural 20?
Natural 20, yeah, and +1 for the investigation. But,
All right.
whatever.
You look at the cards, and you know how sometimes people can look at something and still have no clue what the hell they're looking at, feeling for the right thing to do,
Sure.
and you think you just have something that tells you that you should buy another card,
Well, I do so. I'm down 2 gold.
right? So all right, he looks at his cards and says, flips them over, and they've got weird squiggles on them.
Yep.
He says, all right, the dealer will stay with his cards.
Mhm.
And he says, what do you got, mister?
I didn't hear you, Ken. What?
He says, what do you got, mister?
Is that the invitation? Well, this one stares back, not having a clue what that means. What do I have? And he starts like fishing through packets and staring at this guy. Like,
Please, sir. Please, sir, don't go into your pockets until you've finished the hand.
looks at his hands.
I want Fear and Tristan make me a perception check.
And his hands are glorious and clawed. He's just like flexing a little bit.
10.
You both get 10 with a king. All right, you both see that this one is standing over at the table, a handful of cards, and he just looks probably as confused as you've ever seen him, despite the fact that he has no clue that he's confused. If that makes sense. Clueless might be a better word.
Mm.
And the dealer is, you hear the dealer tell him, hey, you need to show your hand. And he starts, well, you see him doing what he's doing, which obviously makes no sense.
Look at his hands. Yeah, here they are.
This one.
What are you doing, buddy?
He looks at you, and he looks at the table, and he looks at the cards, and he looks at you, and it's just going to repeat. And it's obvious, perhaps, that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
This one, in this context, hands means cards.
Yeah.
And after like repeating back and forth between all these things and his hands and admiring his claws, he extends a claw and kind of points to the table where his cards are, and he looks at, I guess, Fear is the one that said that.
Yep.
He takes the cards and kind of just flicks them towards the dealer. He doesn't know what's going on.
All right. The dealer is taken aback at first that you're flipping the cards. And then the small crowd that has gathered at this spectacle of the lizard folk,
Nice.
they all gasp. You hear, champion! Champion! Oh, the dealer says, champion, very well then. That's 20-1 in your favor. Goes into his little drawer and pulls out 20 gold coins and pushes them across the table to you.
No, sir, shouldn't that be 40 gold coins? He bet in 22 there. It looks like he has 2 on his side.
That was the single wager, and then he paid the second one to purchase card.
That doesn't add to the wager.
It is not. No, that is a cost of the additional card.
Okay. Very well.
I assure you, sir, the reputation of the Temple of Gamora is at stake. Never.
I just wanted to
If
make
we
sure
could back up for just a second, did you say 20 gold pieces that he awarded me?
In addition to your 2.
I got it.
Yeah. So these are now yours. This one. You won.
These gold pieces are pushed towards him, and he just kind of intuits that he's supposed to pick them up, and he does so and puts them in a pouch and kind of does the slow nod, eye licking at the dealer. And that's about when you're saying you won, and he will look to you as if to say, "Yeah, now what?"
Well, the average person would try again, but a smart person would not.
With no name, is bored. Shall we leave? And he looks kind of hopefully towards the door.
As you're having this discussion, one of the 3 of you sees that there's a robed figure approaching Mort.
Fear's gonna head to Mort.
I think that's for me.
Yes, you were in need of assistance.
Yeah, I kind of like stretch and flex a little bit. Like, just haven't felt quite right for the last day or so. Can you give me a once over real quick, just to top me off?
We'll be happy to check you out. Can you tell us? Is there anything unusual that has happened recently?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. So there. Well, where do I start? So we were in another plane. We teleported. We were in Castle Keep, then we were in Neverwinter. There's some temple thing, dungeon down in the Scar. We fought some ghosts. We were in another temple. Nothing happened there. That was lucky. Yeah, and then we came back here and watched this one win some money, which was also unexpected.
Sounds like you've had quite a few days.
It's been a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Kind of
So let me just please don't take this disrespectfully. Question I have to ask.
Of course.
When you say ghosts, you mean literal
Specters, sir. Specters.
As opposed to,
well, as this stranger said, specters, banshees, rain.
honest.
They didn't actually give us a card.
Yeah, I didn't go into a lot of detail on the taxonomic
Destroyed them.
or origin.
Right, so the reason I'm asking is, you said you're not feeling yourself. There's a lot of different ways one can not feel themselves. So, for example, if it were an actual ghost that you encountered, have you checked? Are you physically more mature than you were? Are you experiencing
Kind of
repitude due to age?
glance down for just a second. No, I'm just as mature.
There's no maturity in this group, sir.
Okay, well, probably wasn't a ghost then. Probably wasn't a banshee. So and he said, well, come on back into the out of the bustle here, and we'll try to get to the bottom of this this malady that you have.
Fear, weren't you also affected by this?
Yep, that's why I'm here.
Okay, so all of you were affected.
No, just these
Just
two.
the 2 of us.
Oh,
this one is shaking his head slowly in the negative.
Okay. All right. So, he takes you back to like a little examination area. Okay. So, Obviously, there are tests we can run, but it would help. Can you tell me at all how this is affecting you? I mean, other than you're not feeling yourself. I mean, is there some particular symptom?
So out of character because I don't know what you would describe this as, but yeah, my hit points are lower. Whatever that means in game terms.
Let's see. I would say it probably means something along the lines of.
You don't feel as hale and healthy as you once did.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. All right, all right. So, okay, so it sounds like what you need here is some restoration.
Sounds lovely.
What's that?
I said that sounds lovely.
All right. Let's I'll have to get find out who has that ready to go today. We'll get somebody in here shortly to help you out. We'll assume that no, I take that back. Him talking would not say that. If you have the ability, obviously, the church appreciates any contributions of your appreciation, but that will not affect your treatment. We'll do the best we can. So a few minutes later, some other cleric types come in and they cast restorations on you. And, you feel yourself reinvigorated, ready to go. After that's done, the original fellow comes back in. And he looks at Fear and he says, you had any other unusual occurrences in the last few days? Or maybe it's normal for you. I don't know. Adventuring types sometimes have strange things, but you seem, some of your tests came out very unique.
How would you describe those symptoms?
Your aura has a strange this is Ken struggling, not the NPC.
Right.
Has a strange quality to it, a strange power is not exactly the right word, but there's something, there's strength to it that's not typical. It's like all users of magic have kind of a form of what we're seeing in you, but there's something unique about your humors, for lack of a better word. Not anything we've seen before. But, anything you could tell us about it would be much appreciated because it's very, as I said, very unique.
Well, I had some sort of strange air.
Strange air. Oh. Interesting. Well, as I said, it would be anything you can think of, even better than telling us. We're we're allied with the new Temple of Ogma, and that sort of thing they're fascinated by. So if you think of anything report to them, I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate it.
Well, that sounds like probably a place I'll go next.
Sounds wonderful. Are you feeling all better? Everyone recovered? I should have asked that earlier. I apologize. Just a bit excited.
Seems much better.
Good, good. And he looks over at this one and says, and I hear you fared well tonight.
This one just stares.
Quite a rare feat. Well done, well done. And he seemed generally happy.
Oh. Okay. This one has nothing for that.
All right. Was that him speaking with a hiss?
Yeah, sorry. Indeed.
It's all good. All right. Okay. What else would you like to do?
So Fear would leave a small donation and then want to head over to the Ogden place.
How much of a donation did you leave?
I have no idea what's regular.
Right, what did you put down?
Using general terms, did you leave a regular donation, a generous donation, or a small donation?
Regular.
All right.
As a small person, Mart will leave a small donation.
When this one sees some coins being put down, he's just going to take one out of his pouch, because last time he did this, he got 20 more, and he's just going to put one there and stare.
All right, so you see them.
And after a few minutes, get the hint that that's not how this works.
All right. That indeed, you've learned the beginnings of learning that lesson. But okay, so you leave your donation. You wander over to the Temple of Ogma. It is, considerably quieter as it is on towards evening. Obviously, Almorans don't shut down at dark. They thrive the darker it gets. There are people at the Temple of Ogma. It is much less populated.
Okay. Looking for the concierge, or bellhop, or the acolyte, whoever's going to direct us somewhere.
All right, you find the person, the dude. Welcome to the Temple of the Binder. How may I help you?
We were over at Tamora's place, and one of their priests suggested one of your priests might be interested in speaking to me.
Oh,
something about my aura.
Aura. Oh, interesting. Yes. Please come in, and I'll see who's available. He'll come back in a few minutes. Sister Nora is in the Grand Library. Would you care to accompany me?
Certainly.
All right. So they lead you through several corridors into two huge, ornate double doors. It opens. You see inside an enormous, majestic library with carvings and it's, all the grandeur that you could possibly squeeze into a enormous library exists here. As you're taking it in, a lady approaches you and says, I am Sister Nora. You had was sent over by the Tamoran, something about your aura. Please tell me more.
They basically just said I had a very strange aura and that you might be interested in it.
Certainly, they think it's worth our time. I certainly would be happy to investigate. As you can see, though, it is a bit late. Would you be available tomorrow?
Well, I'm not quite sure we've found lodgings yet.
I suppose we probably could find somewhere we just stay here as guests of the temple. I simply say this because several of the acolytes are out. I'd like to form, the investigation, and I think probably easiest to assemble those in the morning without your having to wait unduly, wait around for us to track down all the people that are necessary for an aura investigation.
Well, that sounds reasonable, and I imagine one or two of my companions might also have certain things that might be of interest to you.
Oh, really? Oh, that's wonderful. We'll certainly help out as compensation in whatever way we can.
This one, upon hearing that, opens a pouch, takes out a gold piece, and holds it towards this person in his talons, because that's how he thinks it works now.
She kind of looks at you oddly, and then has a small smile, and then accepts the coin.
Hand doesn't drop, hand just stays out, but there's a abrupt, slow nod and eye licking.
Says thank you, and then after a couple of seconds, she shakes your hand.
Shakes my talons, because that's what's really extended, and they're not. I mean, they're sharp, but I can control them. And there's no puzzlement, but there's extreme puzzlement, and that happens. And I assume that person drops their hand and just keeps his out and has no idea what's going on.
Actually, hang on a second.
What?
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
What would be the equivalent of a handshake in your culture?
I'm sorry, I missed something there.
What would be the equivalent of a handshake in your culture?
Some tonguing. And not like, I don't mean like weird tonguing, but like, like a zip zop. We have tongues, we touch them.
Okay. Yeah, she would offer her tongue.
She'd just stick her tongue out?
Yep.
Okay. That's an open invitation for the blues, and he just goes zip zop, and yeah, tongues touch.
Okay.
It's nothing serious.
Okay. She has a pleasant smile, like I met a friend, kind of like you do when you handshake. She has appropriate response, I guess is the right word.
This is the point where I say, what's this character's name?
This is Sister Nora.
Okay. Just making sure it wasn't somebody that Huckabus knew.
Nope. Okay, so yes, pleasure to meet you. I'm, as I said, I'm Sister Nora, and look specifically at this one. It says, and you're referred to as
This.
Of course. I should have known. I'm sorry, terribly sorry.
No, no. He. I'm sorry. Corey's a she, isn't she?
Tristan,
Well,
Correct.
points to Tristan. Says, should be sorry. That one.
Looks at Tristan sidewise.
Make him understand. This one points at you. That one, and points at everyone in the room. And just keep saying that one, softer and softer.
Ah, yes, I see now. Yes, not everyone can. Not everyone can understand other cultures.
Points at you and says, this one understands this one, and points at himself.
Smiles and nods. But I'm sure you are all tired. I will have rooms arranged for you. It will probably be perhaps an hour, as we are expecting guests, but we can certainly have something arranged. If you'll give your names to the acolyte, we'll have something for you. I said it probably in about an hour if you want to go. If you have something you need to do before. Otherwise, you're welcome to wait.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can find some refreshment for you, and then go to your room as soon as they're ready.
It's very thoughtful of you. Thank you. I appreciate the attention.
Oh, nothing I would. If you can help, bring knowledge to the temple, then it's certainly worth it. So after a few minutes, you're brought some fairly basic fare, meat and bread, and some wine to drink. And then a bit longer, someone arrives and says, when you're ready, your rooms have been prepared.
Well, I could take a good night's rest. I feel like that would really bring me back to normal. So I'm going to go ahead and follow this gentleman, this
Good gentleman, yes.
back up to my room, and I will see you all in the morning.
Sounds good.
This one would follow.
Okay. So let's just say otherwise, you all follow up to the rooms. They are efficiently pretty efficient as to what's in there. There's a bed and a nightstand and a wardrobe, but it's all nice. It's all good quality. Nice.
Mort's got plenty of room.
What's that?
Mort has plenty of room.
Yes. We'll ring you in the morning for breakfast, and then we'll investigators will look into your situation or your friend's situation that they're talking to, if that's acceptable to you.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you're left to your own devices. You're not locked in or anything, as best you can tell. So, are we settling down to take a nap, or are we up to shenanigans?
Settling in, and aren't we right about time?
Yeah, but I just wanted
This
to
one.
what to kind of plan for next time if there was.
This one wants to run into some shenanigans, i.e., if we're in a multi-story building, he's going to try and find his way to maybe find a way out, and I'll email you, basically. If
Okay.
that's cool?
Yep, that's fine.
Yep, shenanigans. Shenanigans!
I wasn't sure if Mort had somewhere he wanted to go in the dead of night.
Oh,
I'm not saying that he should.
right.
Shenanigans!
What was that? This one?
You've got 2 weeks.
No, that's not a thing that Mort believes in.
I don't believe you. Ah, crap.
I mean, Shantae and Sachet, sure, but shenanigans, that's ridiculous.
Shenanigans is that Netherese restaurant, right?
Yeah. I've heard about it. Had a bunch of goofy shit on the walls.
Right.
Flair.
Yes. All the servers had to wear flair. I remember it was. Heard about it. It was terrible.
The servers were hot.
Some of them.
Oh, the one that I remember. I didn't remember the rest of them.
Right. Every other one was not.
That's okay. All the servers were hot as far as I'm concerned.
Fair enough.
Anyhow, all right. So you can email me too. That's fine.
Okay. Probably not, but maybe something like go talk to Jay, see what's up. But
yeah, let me know if you want to do that. I guess
right.
We'll leave it at that. Okie doke. Otherwise, I'll go. Bye, everybody.
Good night, Royce.